In thinking about the theme, the new normal, I was reminded of that quip, and I hope this is not an overshare, from the 90s in the therapist couch, where they'd say, no, normal is just a setting on the washing machine. And you'd feel very, very reassured. Well, have any of you been white goods shopping recently? There is no normal setting on white goods anymore. So let's scrap the concept that we have a new normal to start with. So what is it? We live in a highly fragmented, yet perversely hyper-connected world where we are being slammed with changes and macro changes, massive big changes that are impacting on our everyday existence in terms of how we respond in our day-to-day work life. So think about increasingly bureaucratised worlds with escalating entrepreneurial and innovative models of operating. Because if survival is your mindset, then may the odds forever be in your favour. Survival does strange things to our brain chemistry. Let's have a look at that. So this picture here is an apology to the neuroscientist in the room. Can you raise your hand? Right, phew, okay. What we have in this picture here is a dumbed down version of what our brain is and a conception of how our brain works. The middle part of it, which is referred to as the limbic brain, is what we often know as our amygdala, and that is the emotional processing centre of the brain. It is very much responsible for how we react to threat, so thinking about fight, flight, freeze. The front part, or what we call the front brain, is your neocortex. It's responsible to our logical way of thinking, and then the reptilian brain is the one that has all the fun and keeps us alive. So it's sleep and sex, really. What is interesting with the way the brain works in a survival mindset is that we very much rely on the amygdala, or the limbic brain, to get us out of threat, right? So the emotional brain reacts much faster than our rational thinking brain. And that's a really good thing when your house is on fire or the plane is crashing. It's not such a good thing, though, if you're relying on it from a day-to-day basis. And you will have unconsciously started breathing shallower. You'll have started to tense your jaw. Oops, sorry, Simon. And some of the very talented warriors in the audience will have raised your own blood pressure just thinking about all these effects. Yeah, I saw you. It's okay. So what I want to do is take a minute to correct that. So can I get you all to focus on a specific colour? I might suggest that that would be hot pink or magenta or cerise even. Okay, so can you find something in the room that is hot pink? Okay, good. Now take your thumb and your ring finger and just press together and release and press and release. Looking at the hot pink, pressing and releasing. Taking a deep breath in all the way down to your belly and out. Got that? I want 5 more. Press and release. Looking at pink, press and release. Press and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. There you have your very first actionable step, going back to Beckert's equation. This may come as a surprise to some of you in the room, but I'm actually not a mind reader, and I don't have a crystal ball, and I'm reasonably intuitive. But the one thing that was standing out for me as I came to talk to you was, what if I don't have it all? What if I actually don't have the things that these people are facing? So in the spirit of future readiness, we're going to run a little bit of an experiment now, and it could be really cool if it works, and if it fails, it's going to be spectacularly bad. But that in itself is going to be instructive. Let's have a look. Okay, I've told you 3 concepts that come to my mind when I think about how do you make yourself future ready at an institutional level. You're now going to be thrown a wild card. What I want you to do, I'm going to give you instruction in a moment, is to think about the one biggest change at your institutional level that you are dealing with at the moment. I'm going to give you a way to send that to me, and then we're going to see it in the word cloud. Whatever the biggest change is, I then have the challenge of addressing that as we work through this presentation. So hopefully it'll be addressed by the three that I say that is what it is there, and otherwise I'm going to have to do some tap dancing on the stage to work through. Whether it be from what we've known in the 50s to the 70s and to current day. When I think about a commitment to truth, I think about a relentless passion for our change communication and committing to truth in change comms, letting go of spin, being relentless in making sense of things for our employees. When I think of truth in change comms, it's never been easier as we move to more agile ways of working. Because the minute we start rolling out with an MVP, the conversation with the stakeholder is, look, the truth is you're not going to like it at this point, but it gets better. I'm talking about the quality of our solution, so not so much the moral code of integrity. And it is incumbent on us as change practitioners that we protect ruthlessly the integrity of the solution design. That if we are faced with stakeholders and sponsors who are putting forward sloppy business cases, a careless disregard for the employees who are receiving the change, something that really, really sucks and expecting you to roll out, it is our role as change practitioners to protect the integrity of the change we land. If I don't speak for them, who will? It is us who needs that courage. So, Wonder Woman had the lariat of Hestia. She had the aegis of Athena, the royal tiara. She had the purple healing rays. I know you can feel it right now. And my personal favourite, the invisible plane.
Welcome to another episode of Brain Pickers, featuring Lena Ross of Change Hacks and Dr. Jen Frahm of Conversations of Change.
The answers to how do you build change capability really exist at three levels. So thinking about what does it take to make an organisation highly capable of change? What does it take to make a manager highly capable of change? What does it take to make a person capable of change? So you raised the issue of what's changing in the space and our landscape, and whenever somebody talks to me about things are constantly changing, I'm thinking, but what stays the same? Because they're always in tension, right? There is always something that stays the same when things are changing. So if I think about change capability, I think what's staying the same or that we need to keep constant is at an enterprise level, there's probably 6 elements that I think about. So I think about, one, do we have an organising structure in the organisation? Is it a community of practice, a centre of excellence, change governance? Is change management a central construct in all of our organising principles and processes? So HR, performance management, reward recognition, all of those things, so it becomes part of that. 3, is change management part of the cultural imprint? So do our leaders value innovation and agility? 4, do we have common supporting toolkits and templates and processes so everybody speaks a similar language and understands what we're talking about? 5, is there a multi-level capability that enables us to distinguish around levels of change capability? So junior, intermediate, master, practitioner, those kind of things, so we can actually measure where we're at.